What's up, Rit Squad guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's the 4th episode of Q&A Fridays, where I'm going to tackle all the questions that you guys left below episode 3. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So remember guys, if your question didn't get featured in this episode, it will make the next episode. Also, you can leave new questions down below for episode 5. So let's move on. Question number 1. Football Pharaoh asks, what do you feel needs to happen for Belgium to win the 2018 World Cup? Well, this is what I feel like. I feel everyone on the team needs to remain fit, of course, but Belgium are nursing a lot of injuries. We have Lukaku just coming back from injury. We have Thomas Vermaelen always injured. We have Vincent Kompany always injured, and maybe a few other players. But I think all the players need to be in prime condition for Belgium to make a deep run at the 2018 World Cup. With that said, that means that guys like Vertonghen, Alderweireld, we have Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard. I think those 4 players will start every single game once they're healthy and fit. Belgium needs them to be available at all times. Also, Roberto Martinez has to get his team selection right. Like, you carry in 23 men and you need to pick the right and the best 11 for each match. Don't underestimate any team. Panama, don't underestimate Tunisia. Just go out there and kill off these teams, kill off England, top the group, go on to the round of 16, meet either Poland, Colombia, Japan, or Senegal, kill them off, move on to the quarterfinals, and finish off whoever you meet there, and so forth, so forth. Also, Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard need to be in sizzling form. Like, these 2 players are their 2 talisman. Like, combined, these players' market values are like 210 million euros, and if they have to move to another team, like, they're gonna go for big bucks. So that tells you how important they are. So once KDB, Eden Hazard, Dries Mertens, and Romelu Lukaku is sizzling for Belgium, the rest will be history. Poof, Belgium becomes the 9th team to win the World Cup. They will be crowned the 2018 World Cup winners. But what do you think Belgium needs to do to win the 2018 World Cup? Let me know in the comment section down below. I still think they should have taken Raja Niangolan to the World Cup though. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. For question number 2, Advenko asks, do you think FIFA is corrupt and is helping teams reach the World Cup through shady tactics like fixing matches and giving them late kickoff time so they know what result they need to go through? Well, when I think about it, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. The teams that do enough to qualify are actually the ones that do qualify, with a few exceptions, like, you know, the whole phantom goal that Panama got, and then, you know, USA losing to Trinidad and Tobago. Even though if they lost, they could have still went through depending on the results between Costa Rica and Panama and Honduras and Mexico. But it was just like all the stars aligned that day for USA to get knocked out. So I don't really think FIFA influences these results. I think it could be referees, like referees having a more biased, you know, making biased decisions and stuff like that. But I don't think it has anything to do with FIFA, in my opinion. You guys might share a different opinion, but if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. I would like to believe that FIFA doesn't, you know, get involved in matches for real. But maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I don't think they do. I really don't think they determine who makes it to the World Cup and who doesn't. Or else we would have seen USA at the World Cup. We would have seen Netherlands at the World Cup. We would have seen Italy, Chile at the World Cup, because the kind of financial backing that, you know, for example, USA has, and the kind of revenue that it would have generated for the World Cup, they would have been there. They would have been there. So my answer to that question is no. So for question number 3, Charles J asks, who is the best team in Europe this season? Well, it has to be Manchester City. I know a lot of you guys are going to say it's Barcelona or Juventus or maybe Real Madrid, Liverpool, or even Bayern Munich, but it has to be Manchester City. And let me give you some reasons, okay? So, 18 English Premier League wins in a row. 106 goals for the season in the Premier League. That's in the Premier League. Most wins in an English Premier League season with 32. Most away wins with 16. Most away points. Only behind for 153 minutes this season. Highest percent possession in a match with 83%. Youngest Premier League winner recipient in Phil Foden. 100 points for the season. And for all the Manchester City lovers out there, list me some more reasons why we are the best team in Europe this season. Well, the 2017-18 season, because it's over. So let's move on to question number 4. So for question number 4, Mary Garcia asked, if you could pick yourself, where would you like the World Cups to be held in 2022, 2026, and 2030, assuming there are no confirmed bids? It's all your choice. Smiley face, rich squad. I really like this type of question. It's a concept question where I would like to see the 2022, 2026, and 2030 World Cups be held. Like, just forget that Qatar is hosting the 2022 World Cup. Let's forget that Morocco and the USA, Canada, Mexico putting in bids for 2026. And let's forget about the 100 years of World Cup hosts, you know, suggestions already. Uruguay along with Argentina and maybe another South American country. Let's forget all of that. Okay, for 2022, I'm going to go with India. They successfully hosted the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, and I think they can definitely host another major event like a FIFA World Cup in the near future. I think they have the means of doing it. And it would be really nice to see India debut at the World Cup. Well, they could have debuted at the 1950 World Cup, but they pulled out. The people of India would absolutely love this, and they would back it 100%, and they would put all their efforts into making it a successful event. And I actually went to India before in my lifetime. So for the 2026 World Cup, I'm gonna go for a Caribbean World Cup where all the Caribbean nations are gonna combine, put all their powers together, and they're gonna host a very successful FIFA World Cup. It will be awesome. It will be like one of the best vacations ever. Island hopping to watch football. It's quite feasible because it already happened in the Cricket World Cup. Not that the Cricket World Cup and the Football World Cup is the same, because there's 32 teams, and for cricket there's less teams, but I think it can happen one of these days. You know, we have Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, St. Vincent, Antigua, Grenada, St. Lucia, Martinique, Guadeloupe. We could even throw Guyana in there. We could even throw Belize in there, Cuba. Oh my goodness, it would be such an awesome tournament. Also, don't forget Haiti, Sac Passe. So I would really like to see a Caribbean World Cup in my lifetime. It would be awesome. Did I say St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? I did say St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? Did I? That's where I'm from. I'm thinking I didn't say it. But anyways, for 2030, I'm going for a World Cup to be hosted by Australia and New Zealand. It will be the first time two confederations team up to host a World Cup, but it's quite unique because Australia and New Zealand are part of Oceania, but Australia plays in the AFC. So the AFC Confederation and the OFC Confederation would have to put their powers together and host a very successful World Cup. It would be pretty cool. So guys, in the comment section down below, let me know where your 2022, 2026, and 2030 World Cups will be hosted if there were no confirmed bids. So let's move on to question number 5. Cornell Sanders asks, do your tattoos have any backstories or meaning? Yes. So I'm gonna start by explaining my tattoos, okay? So this was the first tattoo I ever had. It says Bliss, my daughter Cassidy's middle name, and her birth date is here with some angel wings and stuff, you know. So I got that when she was born. Then when my second daughter was born, Melanie, her middle name is right here, and it's some flowers, and you know, her name is Eden, so it's like the Garden of Eden. You know, there's a hummingbird over here, There's a rose here. And then I have this tattoo here. It says King of Diamonds. And I considered my daughters to be my diamonds, you know, very precious. And I have King of Diamonds here, K-O-D. And then I have over here the dark days of a dark age. Well, what happened in 2013, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then my grandfather passed away. And it all happened around the same time. So it was a pretty dark time for me, and I wasn't working at that time, so it was a pretty messed up time in my life. So I just wrote the dark days of a dark age. Plus I used to write a little poetry and stuff like that, so it sort of have a poetic meaning. And for the last tattoo, it says it was written. I actually believe that a lot of things are written to happen already. So for example, things are just meant to be. You know, sometimes you just can't prevent things from happening. It's written, you know. So that's the whole backstory of my tattoos. Thank you very much, Cornell Sanders, for asking that question. Great question. So on to question number 6, where ADA J3 asks, what are some of your favorite movies? Well, I have a lot of favorite movies, but I'm just gonna list you guys a few of my favorite ones that I can watch over and over again without ever getting bored. Well, the first one is 300. This is Sparta. That movie I could just watch over and over again. I have it on DVD and I really love it. Then we have The Bucket List. Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson. That movie teaches you a lot, and it just teaches you to go out and live life, have a bucket list, check it off, and you know, one day you die, you know, so you have to do a lot of things before you die. Then we have Shutters. That was a Jamaican movie. You know, we had one of the Marley sons, Bob Marley's sons in there. We had, I think, Paul Campbell, and it was just a really good movie. And it had that Caribbean flavor to it and everything. So I really enjoyed that Jamaican movie. So we have The Dark Knight. Oh my God, that movie was just crazy. That was a second installment of the Batman series. So that movie was just epic with the Joker. And he says, you know, it was just, why so serious? You know, that movie was just epic. It was just epic. So that's one of my most favorite movies. Then we have Avatar. When I saw that movie, it just blew my mind. And that's all I would say about that. It's just a mind-blowing movie. I just can't wait until they do part 2. Then we have Bright. This is a very new movie by Will Smith and the Netflix production team there. I like this movie. I like the whole concept, and you know, have a whole Lord of the Rings feel in a modern day world and everything. So I like Bright. So I really enjoy that movie. Then we have Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman. That movie was just a classic. I don't need to go into that. Then we have the Godfather trilogy. Oh my goodness, man. Epic movie. Guys, go check out some of these movies. We also have Lord of the Rings, come on, Star Wars, Interstellar. Interstellar just blew my mind as well. We have The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, when he basically came back from the dead. I really like the story of that movie. Then we have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Really enjoyable movie. And it's just more. I can go on and on and on. But guys, make sure you check out some of these movies if you haven't yet done so. Great question, Adnan. I appreciate it. On to question number 7, where Yusuf Tahab asks, who do you think is the best player in the world other than Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo? Well, I think we have a few players going head to head with, you know, behind. Like if Messi and Ronaldo is level 1, I think the level 2 players are Neymar, Kevin De Bruyne, and Eden Hazard. Just to name 3 players. And just right behind them, I think we have Mohamed Salah for what he has done this season. Robert Lewandowski could also, you know, we could also talk about him, but I don't think he is the same type of player like KDB and Eden Hazard. Like these players are, you know, Lewandowski is good, he's really good, but, you know, it's not the same. Robert Lewandowski is an out and out striker. These players are not. So I hope that answers your question. Great question, by the way, Yusuf. On to number 8, where this is one of the 2 featured questions of episode 4, where Jeremy Medina asks, what is your take on the Paolo Guerrero situation? Does this speak volumes to the corruption of FIFA? And how does Peru look going into the World Cup with Paolo Guerrero and without their captain, El Capitan, Paolo Guerrero? So, after testing positive for cocaine, metabolite, benzolecgonine, however you say that thing, that substance, that cocaine substance, he was initially banned for 1 year by FIFA. Guerrero appealed, he's stating that the banned substance is found in a local cocoa tea, local Peruvian, it's throughout South America, this cocoa tea that they drink has this cocaine substance in it. And FIFA reduced the ban to 6 months. Note, FIFA reduced the ban to 6 months. So, with that being said, Guerrero was available to play at the 2018 World Cup. He served his 6 months ban and everything, and he went back to play for his team Flamengo in the Brazil League. And then, out of nowhere, WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, they called for the Court of Arbitration of Sport to increase his sentence to 14 months. Like, something's fishy about that. Something is really, really fishy about that. So Guerrero, he wanted to plead his innocence, and he got the captains of the his rival Group C teams, which in Hugo Lloris, Mille Jedinak, and Christian Eriksen to sign. I think Eriksen is the captain of Denmark, right? To sign, a letter asking, FIFA to be lenient, or asking, what is wrong with this bee? Move. Animal cruelty, though. I hope Peter don't get me. So the rival captains in Group C, the Danish captain, the French captain, and the Australian captain signed letters trying to get FIFA to be compassionate and lenient, or even reduce or postpone the ban until the World Cup is over. But all that seems like it might not happen. The president of the Peruvian Football Association even flew over to Switzerland to have a talk with Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, trying to, smooth out something to try to get, Paolo Guerrero at the 2018 World Cup. But it doesn't seem like this is going to sway WADA and the Court of Arbitration for Sport in changing their minds. Like, the ban was increased to 14 months, and I think it's quite unfair. I think it's quite unfair because if FIFA reduced the ban to 6 months, how could WADA all of a sudden, out of the blue, even after he was named in Peru's preliminary World Cup squad, they decided to get his ban reinstated. So Paolo Guerrero might not be at the 2018 World Cup for sure. How does Peru look with and without Paolo Guerrero? Well, Paolo Guerrero was very instrumental in Peru finishing 5th in CONMEBOL qualifiers. The team is way more intimidating with him in their ranks than without. But since Paolo Guerrero was banned, Peru had to face New Zealand in the Intercontinental Playoff Final for that last place at the 2018 World Cup, and they were successful. We had guys like Jefferson Farfan stepping up. We had Rui Diaz. We had Renato Tapia, Christian Cueva, and these guys stepping up to fill Paolo Guerrero's shoes. How do they look without him? They have been doing quite well. Remember, this team without Paolo Guerrero defeated both Croatia and Iceland in the last international break. And Croatia and Iceland are both Group D teams who Peru can actually face if they make it to the round of 16 at the 2018 World Cup. They have also not lost to their CONMEBOL neighbors Argentina since 2013. The last 2 games versus Argentina were 2 draws, and they only defeated Argentina once in 1997, so we have to keep that in mind. It seems like Argentina and Peru only meets at World Cup qualifiers and tournaments. Maybe the diplomatic relationship between Peru and Argentina isn't so good because I don't see them playing a lot of friendlies. But I think without Paolo Guerrero, Peru still looks very, very potent. So good luck to them getting out of Group C. We will see Farfan, Rui Diaz, Flores, Cueva, Tapia, Carrillo, Yotun, and Christian Ramos stepping up to replace their talismanic captain. For question number 9, Enas Eliamani asks, best club in Africa and Asia? Well, let me start with Africa. I'm going to go for 3 Northern African clubs in Al Ahly from Egypt, Wydad Casablanca from Morocco, and Esperance de Tunis from Tunisia. It seems like the Northern African clubs are way, way better than the Central, Eastern, Southern, and Western African clubs. Let's move on to Asia. The best Asian clubs, in my opinion, I'm going to give you a list because I don't want to pick out one particular club to say this is the best club and whatnot. I'm going to go for Al Hilal and Al Ahly from Saudi Arabia, Persepolis and Esteghlal from Iran, Al Saad from Qatar, Al Ain of the UAE, and in the East, I'm going to go for Kashima Antlers from Japan, Buriram United of Thailand, Kawasaki Frontale from Japan, Shanghai SIPG from China, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors of South Korea, and Suwon Samsung Blue Wings of Korea, just to name a few. What are the best clubs from Africa and Asia in your opinion? Leave them in the comment section down below. And last but not least, question number 10, which will be my second featured question. The Red Gamer asks, do you think Luis Suarez will do something at this World Cup again, like how in 2010 he handballed and in 2014 he had that bite? If so, what do you think he will do? Well, I don't think he will do anything crazy at the 2018 World Cup. I think he has matured, he has learned his lessons in the past, and you know, he will have an incident-free 2018 World Cup. I'm just fucking with you guys. I think Luis Suarez is gonna get sent off at the 2018 World Cup. It is written. It's gonna happen. It is gonna happen. It doesn't matter, you know, he's gonna get sent off. He will get booked for simulation and he will pick a fight with a player and he will get booked again, which would result in the red, and he would miss a few games for the fight. And Uruguay will crash out of the 2018 World Cup like they did at the 2014 event after Suarez picked up that ban after biting Chiellini. So look out for your boy Luis Suarez in action again at the 2018 World Cup. I would be surprised if he has an incident-free tournament. What are your thoughts on Luis Suarez? Let me know in the comment section down below. So guys, that brings it to an end of Q&A Fridays episode 4. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions. If your question didn't make it to this episode, I will try to squeeze it in episode 5. And don't forget to leave your new questions in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave questions and stuff like that. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad!